We are united.
And it feels so good.
Reunited and it feels so good.
That's going to be the intro music this week.
Welcome to the Effects Loop. I'm Diaz.
And I'm Chris.
And we're keeping you in the loop of the guitar community. Since I figured we're just going to run that whole thing as the intro.
Probably.
All right, this episode is brought to you by Westminster Effects. Go check them out, westminstereffects.com. They've got some amazing pedals. And it's not just Westminster. They also have nose pedal. Same guy. Mm-hmm. You know, every Westminster Effects and nose pedal is hand wired by one guy out of his home in Lyman, South Carolina. It's a really cool company. It's surprising how wide of a catalog he has.
Yeah. Because
a lot of these smaller companies really stick to something that they're usually like, oh, well, we do a lot of drives or, you know, we mess with the mod stuff. But he's just got an all around. He's got reverb. He's got delay. He's got a lot of drives. He's got a lot of utility pedals through Nose.
Once he bought Nose, that Nose had one of the bigger utility pedal lineups that I've seen.
Mm-hmm. And he's even back to doing pedal mods. Ooh. So that's really cool too. He's got a lot of cool modifications that he does. And one of the cool things is you go through and you see that a lot of the Westminster stuff is bent towards some old school theologians. So, I mean, they feel that they've got a rich history, especially among the Reform branches, and it's got some amazing characters. So they definitely go with that, and they name it and plan it with specific aspects in mind. So it's really cool. You can go through. I've got quite a bit now. I've got the Dually, got the Osteen distortion. I've got the what else do I have? No, that's what I've got. And we just gave away the Wycliffe fuzz. So that's really cool. And that helps us lead into our next thing. We finished our charity raffle. And we selected the winners. If you want to watch the video of a tired and sweaty Diaz listing off the names, you can go and check that out in our group or on our Facebook page or on Instagram is probably gone by now. But here I'm gonna give all the winners again, just in case. They should have got an email. If you didn't, contact us. But I've got everyone's stuff to ship out. We're going to get that shipped out here as soon as we can. Eric Burleson won the DRV number 3 from 1981 Inventions. Emily Harris from the Get Offset podcast won the Big Ear Pedals woodcutter. Nate Bostic, who is he's been an online friend of mine for a while. He got the G7th Custom Performance 3 Capo. Let's see, Jerwin Noss actually won a couple things. He won the String Joy Care Package and a Gun Street wiring harness. Nicholas Sylvester won a wiring harness, and so did Cole Duke from the Gear Slum. Mm-hmm. He got some cool stuff. Actually, there's been 3 people from Podcast 1, which is pretty cool. Our buddy Corey Nigro won the Rare Buzz Effects Blue Fish Boost. And then Steve Rao from 60 Cycle Hum won the Westminster Effects Wycliffe Fuzz. So he gets to play with that. Yeah, that seems like it'll be a lot of fun. Ben Furr won the Like My Pedals, the Veil. And then Brett Alexander, who's a good friend of ours, he's been a pretty big supporter from the get-go. He supports a lot of podcasts. He's all over, and he's a great guy. Fantastic gentleman. He won the Yellow Cake Pedals Psychotropia, which is probably going to be up there on one of the pedals that I'm going to hate to have to ship out, because I like playing with it so much. So, well, I actually own one too, but yeah, I still don't want to have to send this one out. I want them all. Just Ryan, you can just make them all for me, because I'm selfish. But let's move on. What's new? Chris, you got anything new?
I purchased a 1970s DiMarzio, I think it's the FS1 pickup.
Yeah, that's Strat pickup.
Yeah.
And why'd you get that though?
Well, the Edge has that, or has had that in his number 1 Strat since I think like the mid 80s, somewhere in there. Oh gosh. Yeah, so I figured, since I had an Epiphone SL pickup in the Strat that I put together, figure I'll get that to put in the bridge and then move my Texas hot whatever.
Wait, is it a humbucker?
No, it's a single coil.
Why did I think it was a hum? I don't know. I remember you like message it in the group, and like I didn't connect it, and just my brain. I don't know. I'm really tired. I'm working 7 days this week, so my brain's fried.
Yeah.
Why would the strat have? Why would the edge have a? I'm gonna go
Humbucker.
sit in the corner. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Chris, you got this.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, so I got that just so hopefully I can just mess around with it a little bit and actually take a chance on it and just see if it works, and then move the Texas special, whatever. No, Tex-Mex. That's what it is.
Oh yeah.
Move that into the middle and hopefully see if my guy can put a phase reverse on it, since I don't think it's a middle pickup, and those are wound in reverse. So hopefully he can work some magic.
You know what? That's sad. I got an ABBA song stuck in my head to take a chance on me.
That's perfect.
I was like, what is that? What song is that? I googled it really quick. I was like, great, it's ABBA from Mamma Mia. I've never seen Mamma Mia. I'm gonna put that out there, which I might want to at some point. But yeah.
But yeah, that's it. But what about you?
You know what? I put down that I got nothing. I guess I got a couple things, but it's not super. I guess it's kind of podcast related. So I got that action camera that I talked about last week, or I ordered it. Okay. I can't remember if I got it or not by then. But I actually got some cool little like adapter stuff because it pretty much is in a GoPro case. So I can use all the GoPro stuff. I got something to attach the camera to the guitar body, and then I just got a clip to put on the headstock. So I might make some like goofy guitar videos.
Nice.
I don't think I'm gonna do like the serious ones. I might do like one where like I'm just gonna like pretend I'm playing and just see how many people get mad. And they're like, "Oh, you're faking it. You're a big phony. He's a big phony."
No one will know.
No one will know. I think that's like pretty much it. I feel like there's something I'm forgetting. I saw the Joker.
Was it good? Was it worth seeing?
Okay, so I'm a huge Batman fan. I've only missed one movie in theaters since Batman Returns. I saw Batman Returns when I was like a wee little lad. The only one I missed was Batman Begins. I think that was the one I missed.
Okay.
And I'm a huge Joker is one of my favorite villains, and I'll tell you why. And that's why I love this movie, because pretty much the way the Joker's backstory works, everyone's come in and written a different one, but they all are almost considered like canon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like there's no one that is official, but they're all officially his backstory. There's also different Jokers, and that's like it's its own, because the character is all about just illusion. Like nothing's what it seems. That's what makes this movie so amazing, because nothing is what it seems. And I will say this because I don't want to give any spoilers. Joaquin Phoenix, it was phenomenal, and I want to see him as the Joker more. I'll just say that I've got to see him more as the Joker.
So turn this into a Joker trilogy instead of a Batman trilogy.
Yeah, well,
that would actually be pretty cool.
I don't even know how to explain it. Like, I want to go see it again, and having seen the end, I want to be able to watch it. It's one of those movies where you see the end and you want to be able to watch it again and like catch the nuances and the little things that you don't realize are foreshadowing.
Right.
So it was fantastic. So that was really cool. But yeah, that's about all that. And then I worked a buttload. That's about all that happened in my week. Because we recorded last week, on Thursday? And released it on Thursday.
It was either Wednesday or Thursday. I think we actually did get it out on.
No, we released it on. Yeah, we recorded it Wednesday.
It was Wednesday night,
and then released it Wednesday night. But which will actually be on time this week.
Yep.
But yeah, it was. I haven't stopped working since. It's pretty much the way it feels.
I feel that.
Yeah, but that's pretty much it. So let's move on to gear news. So something just happened and it was announced. So Ginger Baker, the drummer for Cream, legendary drummer, total crazy man. He passed away. It's actually, I believe it was today. It was confirmed. This was Sunday. And yeah, apparently he passed away peacefully, which is great. There's a documentary that I saw on him recently that just talked about everything that happened after Cream and all that. He just went on a big spiral, kind of went crazy, health problems. And so it's just been kind of nuts. And he finally passed away, and
Mm.
it's really crazy. If you can watch, people don't realize how much this man had an effect in the world. Even stuff like heavy metal. Um, it's just kind of crazy. He was one of the first people to use 2 kick drums and stuff like that. So, you know, it's pretty cool. Very thankful for all the music that he gave us and the influence that he had. But all right, well, let's move on from that. It's kind of depressing moment. Let's see. So Fox Gear. I've never heard of this company. Have you ever heard of them before?
Nope, not at all.
Okay. Maybe we need to look more. So I've got a new tuner out. It's called Multitune. Which they don't have a fit right now. And I get to their website. I went to it and it was a error 404 in a different it's in a different language. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but they've got a post up says the real game changers coming. Stay tuned, literally. So apparently this is supposed to be kind of like the Polytune,
All right.
but better. It's supposed to be able to do polyphonic tuning and open tunings. It's supposed to be able to display sharps and flats.
Interesting.
So I don't know I was looking for a video because it's like display sharps and flats. And I'm like, I thought that I'm guessing it should be able to display sharps and flats on each individual string, maybe.
Not the way the screen's built.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't understand. I mean, it's a simple enclosure. The display takes up half the enclosure, which is pretty cool. It's got a really big display, and it's got a foot switch to turn it on and off. I guess every pedal needs a foot switch, doesn't it? You'd be wrong. Stay tuned. Dun dun dun. Sorry, that was my own little foreshadowing. It wasn't that great. I don't know. I think we're changing the world of tuners, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty cool. I don't know. I feel like the Polytune is just a little too. I don't know. I don't really want to say showy. They use up a lot of real estate with the
Polytune Mini is where it's at.
Yeah, but
well, this one's going to be as big as the Polytune. It actually looks like it might be a little bit bigger.
Yeah, but it's maybe, and it's like almost full side to side screen, whereas like the Polytune Mini and those are only like an inch wide screen.
Why don't they? I feel like they're missing the boat with the fact that they only use like little LED dots. Let's get crazy. Talk to like the Dr. Scientist guys and
I feel like if they put like a strobe, if they put like a strobe tuner LED LCD, I guess at that
LCD.
point,
yeah, let's do LCD.
Yeah, it'll
probably be really expensive.
Price a lot.
Yeah, I'm not paying $300 for a tuner. This one says it retails for $89, but I have no clue because
can't get to the website.
I couldn't get to the website. Let's see. I'm gonna go. Yeah, because I just went to foxgeardistribution.com, products, Fox Gear. Oops, questa pagina no può essere trovata.
Sounds Hispanic, so maybe it's from
Whoa,
Spain?
What is that supposed to mean? All right, so the USA office is in Safety Harbor, Florida. They got a China office and an Italy headquarters.
Oh,
so they're based in Italy. Oh, so oops, questa pagina non può essere trovata. Is that better? I said it with my hands. You guys can't.
So I was close with the Latin-based language.
I don't know. Shoot, aren't we all? Isn't it all based on Latin?
No, English is dramatic.
Yeah, but don't we say a lot of words that have like Latin?
That's because the English is like a melting pot of a lot of stuff.
I like the melting pot. I'm actually going to take Jess out to dinner tonight. We might go there. All right, so next, Gibson's Mark. Is it Agnesi? I want to say Agnasi, but it's wrong because that's only because I want to say agnostic. So Agnesi and Marcus King revealed the new signature ES345 guitar.
For themselves?
I know, like I'm sure they're going to sell it. So Gibson's YouTube went dark. Apparently everything went off, and then now stuff's coming back.
Probably smart.
I don't know. So, but Marcus King, if you haven't seen him, he's actually a really great blues guitarist. He plays this ES345, and so they're making one that's exactly looks just like it. Yeah.
I took that title reading as they're both Gibson employees and not one is a musician. I'm like,
no, one's a musician, Marcus King.
Gotcha.
Yeah, dude.
I don't know. Learn who that is.
It's in the article.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know how to read. Yeah. Let's see. It's really cool. I mean, it's a 345.
Yeah, it's a very vintage looking 345.
Well, the one on the right's the reissue. The one on the left is the original.
Yeah. They did a pretty good job getting that. Was that faded cherry finish?
Oh, yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're actually calling it on that, but yeah, it's like a cherry faded. I'm sure they got a little bit of faded going on there.
Mm-hmm. A little bit if you darker mother of pearl. I like it.
If you like white people stealing the blues music, you're gonna love Marcus King. Sorry, I just felt like being a little controversial there.
I'm looking at it.
What is it appropriating? Right. We're appropriating people. All right, we're gonna keep moving. Oh gosh, you know what? I just realized we don't have a topic. We're gonna have to get to one soon. So Electro Harmonics brought out the Nano Operation Overlord. So it's a mini J-Fight drive pedal. So this isn't anything like super crazy or new, because they actually had they had the Operation Overlord big pedal, but now they got the little pedal. So the big pedal was stereo in and out. This one's mono. This has a boost like foot switch or it's got a boost button, and then it's got 6 knobs to play with. You got volume, gain, treble, mid, bass. It's got 3-band EQ. What's that one in the middle? I can't see.
Dry. Oh,
it's got a blend.
Interesting.
So we were listening to the video on this, and it sounds like a just good generic drive pedal. With the video they put didn't really give it 100% what I think they should have done. I think they could have really highlighted a lot more. But it sounds like a decent pedal. I mean, it's not anything super crazy new.
No. I wasn't super impressed with it.
I like the artwork on the new one compared to the old one, on the mini compared to the original.
Yeah, that to me is about the only thing that these have going for them is the artwork.
And knowledge is power. Is that G.I. Joe's, or is that like Captain America or something, or Captain Planet?
That's shit. What's that Saturday morning thing that had the conjunction? No.
Conjunction junction. What's your function?
That same thing.
Is that knowledge is power?
Yes.
What was that called?
They had a song on there. That's
I am a bill. Is that the same thing? Schoolhouse Rock?
Yes, Schoolhouse Rock.
Oh.
They had a whole thing of knowledge is power in one of their songs.
And knowledge is power. Knowing is half the battle is G.I. Joe.
Mm-hmm.
I think. I don't know. All right, we're going to keep on moving. Boss Katana Mark II. So this is pretty cool upgrades. My favorite thing about all of this, people throwing a gosh dang fit about it on people who just bought their Boss Katanas. There's a lot of people already talking about trading their old one in, or if you bought it within 45 days, return it and get a new one.
Oh my goodness.
But it's actually really cool. What they did was they moved, there's a new power amp in feature to use with multi-effects. And there's a new feature called Stereo Expand. This consists of an output to link with a second Katana Mark II. It is only available on the 100-watt models and is not backwards compatible with the original V1 series, is what they're putting here. So you can actually you can connect 2 of them and turn it into stereo. Which, I mean, I guess using the built-in effects and all that, which is actually pretty cool.
I suppose. I suppose.
What do you mean you suppose? That's really cool. You can just link them together really quick.
I'm trying to figure out what the link is. Like, is it
www dot no I'm just, we'll have to see.
Oh, is it like only on the 100-watt combo?
That's I don't think there's a 100-watt head, is there? Oh, there's the head, but probably only on the combo. I don't know. We'll have to look way more into this.
I also saw that
But
they added. Did the original katana have No, did it have individual controls for the effects, or was it one of those that was like one
no, it
quarter
had
up is the delay, the next
yep,
quarter up is okay. That's what I thought.
pretty
So
much.
they did change that to where it's each effect has its own knob, which is pretty cool to me.
Yes. Yeah. So they did that. So there's the stereo expand in the back. I guess I don't know how you connect them.
I don't know because I'm not seeing an extra switch but
Well, there's mm, I don't know. We'll have to figure that one out. That'll be interesting. Oh, it just keeps zooming in.
oh,
Enhance.
all maybe it's the line out. Because okay, it's a little like dip switch type of
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
for
Maybe
the
it is to
stereo
use
thing. So
line
maybe
out.
yeah, huh?
Oh, okay. Well,
Is
um,
confused but also intrigued.
but yeah, and the prices are. I think they're a little bit more expensive than what they've got on for the regular boss katanas out right now, the Mark Ones. But it's really cool. It's really neat and a lot of fun. I love the boss katana. It's a great amp. So I think it's going to be great. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be upset that some things aren't backwards compatible and all that, and they're just phasing out that one. But that's what happens. You're buying. I understand it's an amp, but you're also buying the technology. It's a technically based product.
Yeah, because the
A lot
original
of
katana is what 3 years old now.
yeah, probably something like that. I
Yeah.
don't know,
So
but this next thing we're going to talk about is something that I find actually really cool. And it has a lot of potential to suck. So right now there's a Kickstarter for which you can do the Kickstarter if you want, but I want to see this because right now loopers are a big thing going on. You got the Chase Bliss Audio blooper, MXR clone looper just came out, but now we've got this pedal called the Looper Eye, and the is Looper Eye the company too? This is the makers of Looper Eye. I don't know what the company is that's making it right now,
mm-hmm.
but they Kickstarter page says deliveries are slated for March 2020. Around a third of the funding goal currently reached, so they've only got about a third. So what this is a looper pedal, and it has a camera that pretty much goes onto the floor and you can control the looper like that. It has no foot switch. So it also has an app that you can hook up to it. And what it does is pretty much you've got the looper, and I guess it's something you'd really have to learn how to use, but there's pretty much like 4 buttons that are invisible on the ground. You just hit the ground nearby. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Which I really wish that's what I'm seeing. It'd be really cool if they had a camera that actually shot it on the ground and you could see it and press hit the ground, which I don't know if that's what they're shooting to try to do, but they don't, from what I've seen, what they show, they don't have that. But it also allows for a MIDI controller. So it has USB. It connects that way with, or you can use a MIDI app and connect via Wi-Fi. And it's pretty cool. It's got an embedded synthesizer in it, and you can play a lot of cool stuff. You can play drums in it, and it's just so much with the app. And it would be, I think it's really cool for like David Hill from the Practical Guitarist podcast. He was looking for a new looper, and this is something that'd be kind of interesting for like those live guys who just play loop, because you don't want to pay the drummer, so you just loop stuff. It just seems really neat. I mean, you watch the videos, right?
Yeah.
What do you think? Because I don't think you don't use Looper that much, do you?
No, but I also haven't like kept one long enough to actually do a lot with. I've always just played around with it at home. The only problem I'm seeing with this is since it is that infrared like tracking type thing for your foot is I don't know.
I think it has a lot of possibilities for failure.
Yes, it does. Like that version of it, they do have a version that's just foot switches on there,
which is the like Mark One, pretty much
the
classic.
Looper, they're calling it the Looper I-B.
Yeah.
Pardon me, but I don't know. I suppose it's good that this is like all self-contained and there's an app with it, so it's looks like it has a lot of functionality that you only really see with some like the big box ones.
Yeah.
That because it gives you the option of 4 foot switches, and I don't know how many possibilities you can do with stuff on here, but I don't know. Space saving wise, yes, this looks really good. It would just come down to the actual execution. Plus, how much delay is there going to be between you tapping your foot on the ground and it processing it through that virtual eye?
That'd be something I'm worried about. From what I watched on one of the videos, though, it seems like it's smart in the sense of it can tell how long the loop should be based on like your original one. So I don't know. It'll be interesting. It's definitely something I want to play with. I want to see it at NAMM.
Yeah. But I've never seen anything like this hold on. Because I think 2 years ago at NAMM, I saw a guy that had a complete like pedal board footboard out that was like he had the little mat, if you remember.
Yeah, it was MIDI. It was all MIDI controlled. I remember it because it was right at one of the corners. It was in the corner towards the back wall.
Yeah.
It's sad. I know exactly which booth it was.
Yeah, so like you didn't have to have the mat there, but the mat helped you figure out where you needed to put your foot to be able to tap what effect you needed. Stuff like that.
I haven't heard anything from that company.
No, like stuff like this does not catch on. It's cool. Like you don't even see this in the normal technology world because you've seen the IR keyboards that like project a little keyboard onto your desk or whatever. When's the last time you've seen somebody actually use that?
That's true. Yeah. Well, all right, so that goes on to our topic. So it's gonna happen. Pretty much the way it's gonna happen. There's gonna be a cycle of life where all the people who are holding on to the old stuff are gonna die, and a lot of the people who are trying to get to the new cool stuff are gonna stay alive. I mean, not in like a bad way, but it's just, I mean, that's how this circle of life works. I saw this movie one time. It's a documentary about these lions. One of them was a king, and they had this really cool song about it. So, come on, that was a great Lion King joke. That was almost like The Office, where they were telling all the stories.
Oh yeah,
Ryan's and then sitting there, like, my uncle Mufasa.
Do you think this is a joke?
Yeah.
We went to a lantern festival last night, and you're supposed to it's like those Chinese lanterns that have the paper around it. You're supposed to write like something inspiring or something that means a lot to you. The first thing I wrote was, "You miss 100% of the shots you don't take." That's the first thing I wrote on my lantern.
All right, really quick. So this guy, oh my gosh. So I asked this guy, he posted a picture where he was wanting to trade for a classic Vibro 52 Telecaster reissue, which a 52 Telecaster reissue could be different. There's so many different models of that, or different tiers. It could be a modern player or whatever. Like so I asked the guy, because he had a picture of a St. Vincent, and I couldn't tell if it was a Sterling or an Ernie Ball. So I messaged the guy. I want to read this because this is what I
read this verbatim.
I said, "Hey John, is a St. Vincent an Ernie Ball or a Sterling?" That's a pretty straightforward question, right?
Right.
Sterling Ernie would be 13 to 15, and it just says 13 to $1,500. I just paid $699 plus tax, but I want that 52. Groove, LOL. That's it. I don't know. I'm not responding back. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, dude, it is 4:50 on a Sunday. Stop drinking so early. Chris, you have a beer, don't you? He's like looking at his beer.
I already finished it.
Oh, slammed it. All right. But okay, so do you think that's gonna happen? Do you think that we're gonna people are gonna stop holding on to the past and move forward? Do you think that that's gonna happen? There's gonna be a cycle that we go through that happens.
I feel like musicians as a whole like to hold on to something, especially with guitars, it's a very analog based at the very core of it instrument. You know, like you're physically touching it and having to have a skill to make this thing make sounds.
I would agree, but I want to. This is one little. Is this guy still messaging me? Oh my gosh, it's still him. All right, let's see. He said, and I don't care to bring a great deal to table. That's what we all want, right? Don't get it wrong. I really like St. Vincent. I wasn't insulting it. I just happened. I'm like, dude, I'm recording a podcast,
yeah,
and
so that's why which version is it?
It's a Sterling. If you paid $699, it's a Sterling. Okay, so I would agree with you, except look at the big shift to Helix recently. Kemper.
Right, but where I'm getting with that is you still have all the knobs and switches.
I'm not talking about getting rid of the knobs and switches.
Well, that's what like this pedal,
I understand that's what this
that
is. I understand what
board was doing is trying to move into a realm that not even the basic technology world has gotten into yet.
Okay, fine. Another argument on that then. Eventide H9. Look at one of the big users. There's a lot of big users of that, but one of the big ones, Bob Weir from Grateful Dead, has iPads up there so he can change stuff. What do you think about? Do you think we'd move into the? Even look at how much we've moved to iPads and stuff like that. Mixing boards.
Yeah.
People are constantly using it, even though with
I will say that I prefer the X32 and the Midas M32
because the knobs actually move whenever you adjust it.
Well, no, I was going to go for that helps out as a tool. So the same way with the H9, while it seems
the H9 has very, very little knob. Like H9 is one of those that if you're not hooking up to the app or to the computer,
it's just straight preset when you turn the knob. Yeah.
Right. And also with, look at the X32. So that's moving to using iPad, stuff like that. I'm trying to think of look at keyboard players are doing a lot more using technology to expand their sounds. I feel like we're moving to where people are starting to understand, okay, we're removing limits.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that we couldn't do due to limits. And there's still the people who are like, well, I still want my tube amp and I just need to plug straight into my tube amp and I'll be okay. But I feel like we're also moving to we want to use the technology to help make things more functional.
Yeah.
And like I said, remove the limits. Yeah. So I think that that's where we're moving to. I think that the music industry, more than any industry, is going to be a real tough one on that.
Yeah.
Look at the camera industry. It used to be all 35 millimeter and all this cool stuff, and no one wanted to do technology. Now everyone's got the newest. Yeah. Everyone. No.
Doing film is a rare thing, and they're like, "Oh, look how vintage I'm being right now."
Yeah, they're the actual film people are the minority.
Yeah.
And do you think that that's going to happen in the music world, specifically the guitar world? Because
I
the
mean,
drum world's one that's not gonna. I mean, that's
yeah,
another
that's
one.
gonna be a much harder sell than talking somebody into using a helix. I think like the half the battle of talking somebody into moving to a helix is the fact that probably a solid 75%, if not more, have not personally played one.
I
And
think. I think
because
that
it's a line 6, it already has that kind of stigma from the spider insane setting that everybody associates with it.
I love the
But
insane setting though. All
I
right,
mean,
so
you
actually,
can't
I
beat
told
just sitting there with like a drop tuning and going to town. But
there's nothing. We were when I was jamming with my friends the other weekend. That was one of the things. Like I was just like, I want to do some drop tuning, just have some fun. We were gonna do Odd One by was it Sick Puppies? I think that's who does
I
it.
only know one song by Sick Puppies. So
All right, so I forgot that I read this, and John Mayer recently did a live stream video,
mm-hmm.
and he talked about these are the three things amp modelers haven't gotten right yet.
Interesting.
So he's playing through a fractal,
Okay.
and he said, "Amp, this is a direct quote. One thing it doesn't respond to well is the change in guitar volume because it's an amp modeler. It doesn't quite understand gain structure. It doesn't quite get it. Amp modelers don't quite understand two. Okay, so that's the first part. What do you say about that?
I say that's kind of fair. I think when I've messed around with the the Helix software, it wasn't like I kind of compared it to because I was playing the Plexi head in that. I think I compared it when I still had my Plexi head. I kind of compared it, A to B with those. Sound wise, good. Response overall, like just straight full volume.
Impulse responses right now have dramatically changed the game because there's so many new ones coming out and they're doing so much stuff. And we should probably get who was it? Who I think it was we'll get Scott or Cole Duke on there to talk about impulse responses.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I found though, and I would agree with him in this, and it's only because of this. If you're not getting a good response on low volume, check the settings and make sure there's not a gate on somewhere. Yes. And that's one of the things that he's probably feeling. Because on my Kemper, that happens. I'll turn down the volume and it's kind of that little thuddy, and I'm like, what? So I'll turn the noise gate all the way down, and I'm like, there it is.
Yeah, when I've had multi effects, I've never had a gate on at all because especially
I have a gate on all the time.
Like the P&W world, if you have that on and you're having to like roll off real quick or play patty stuff, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
And that's why was it at the church that I ran sound on? I think it was. Somebody put gates like in the I don't know how it would be 50% range on the guitars.
Whoa,
yeah,
dang.
And it's like, okay, as soon as anybody got quiet or like wasn't strumming full swing, like it would be intermittent. And I didn't notice it at first until one of the guys was like, my guitar cuts out. I'm like, I check everything else. I go to the preamp page. It's like in my head, or like when I had my buddy back there, I may have actually audibly said this to him. It's like, who the fuck put a gate on the guitars? Like, yeah. I get it low if there's like a buzz, which I did do because one of the guys was using the Helix HX effects. No, it was a smaller Helix. And there's a little bit of a hum from it. And the only way I could get that to go away was either make sure that he physically like muted himself or let me just put a gate on it. And I put a gate on it.
Yeah. I don't know. All right, so let's move on. So number 2, they don't understand 2 other things. They don't understand the impulse of the note. Impulse responses have fixed that pretty well. Yeah. So they don't quite get the contact with the string correct. The way a tube goes whoosh, what I call the whoosh of a note.
On that, has Fractal even put anything out on impulse response? Like, has that even been a thing in any of their footnotes?
Yeah, I don't know.
because
I'm not sure.
they might not have that. Like you don't even
Well,
hear the Helix talking about it much. I think the first time I heard of IR was when you got your Kemper.
okay, I'm looking up on Fractal's thing. So apparently that you can use impulse responses and third party. Let's see. You notice I'm trying to make sure that um yeah, I don't really so IRs are an EQ curve according to someone, and the microphone models are just further EQ.
Hmm.
So pretty much it's just messing with the EQs and doing all this stuff. The Axe uses 24-bit 48K, so it doesn't matter if your IR was originally 96K, it's going to get downsampled. Oh, well, that's your stuff's getting downsampled. Is that bad? Would that happen?
I mean that's kind of a trade off, I think, with anything digital.
Yeah.
That's why you see like a lot of guys that record digitally. They have a was it ADDA converter.
I've got ADD.
Not quite the same.
Well, it looks like Fractal has the Cab Lab, which is the official program from them, and it's supposed to do all things IR for the Axe effects.
Okay.
I just
Oh, that sounds like it's
don't-
not built into the original system then. So
Yeah.
if your complaint is IR, then yes, like you need to find you a system that does that, or get the little add-on, I guess is the way they're trying to spin it.
Yeah.
For the Fractal.
So, well, second thing is, well, it's third on our list, but I'm guessing he talked about the things at different times. So second on his for this, there's a lot of harmonic artifacting, ARTEFACTING.
If it's what I think it is, I've noticed that with a few different delay pedals, which is why
Taking place if you play. So it says that it's taking place. That happens if you're taking place. If you play more than one string at a time. Like if you do one of those bends where you're playing 3 notes at once and you're holding 2, you're bending the third one, it just goes and even makes a digital noise on top of it because it doesn't quite understand how to translate all that.
Yep.
I think that on some of the old stuff, yeah, but it's a lot of the new stuff. I mean, that's a lot of what is it called?
If you're not running like a synth, like some kind of synth sound, because like I know the Helix, like the Line 6 stuff has a synth or two built into it.
Like, yeah, and that's whenever it's the tracking gets messed up, and that's whenever it's polyphonic stuff.
Yeah, but otherwise, I don't. The only time I've had any kind of weird digital harmonic, I think, was with the TC Electronics with their blue delay, the big box
flashback.
Yeah,
X4.
Yeah, the X4. That's the only time I've really ever had that. It might have been a little bit with the M series Line 6 stuff, but that was what 2
but look how old that
ago?
stuff is. Yeah, that's. I mean, the whole thing is we're moving forward. I feel like some of these guys that are still, you can't get better than a tube amp. It's like you're not trying.
Yeah,
like try the new stuff. Have some fun. Get out of the. I don't
like
know.
it'd be like comparing all this digital stuff. So you got like the Fractal, Helix, Headrush, Kemper out there.
Yeah.
Think of those
Moore.
as like think of those as all, I don't know, overdrives or delays. So I've gone through a bunch of delays. I didn't like the TC that we just talked about, the flashback.
X4.
The EHX Canyon was okay, not quite for me. Strymon Dig, I loved it. So
why'd you get rid of that? Haven't you been like dreaming about getting that one back?
That was a time when I had to make up for bills.
Pay the money. Yeah, I got it.
Then what was another one that I had? Going back to the M series. M series was probably still one of my favorites, but it was kind of shitty at the time.
Did you have the HX effects?
No, I have not had the HX effects yet.
That's a good one.
That might be one I might consider like looking into, because I did like the M series stuff.
And you can load impulse responses.
Ooh.
Tell John Mayer to suck it.
So yeah, like if you think of it like that, how many did I go through? Oh, even the Korg SGD 3000 reissue pedal, like that one just overall did not work for me. I loved it. It did not work for me functionality.
Maybe you're just not a delay guy.
No. Right.
That was funny.
But like, how many of those did I go through until I found one that I could actually be like, you know what, I like this. I could stick with this.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Helix just might not be for somebody, whereas something like the Kemper or something might even like the Head Rush as much as like everybody else hates on it.
I hate on it.
Or somebody might like the Moorer over all of them. Like it could just have something that somebody noticed that is
maybe
their
Beethoven,
magic juice.
Because he's deaf. Yeah. I'm sorry if I insulted.
There goes our
apologize.
mower sponsorship in the future.
Oh yeah, because that was totally happening. You know what? You know how many emails I have to turn down every day. People wanting to sponsor us. I'm like, no.
Yeah, Tazcam didn't call us back. We didn't call them back.
Yeah, no, they really did not call us back. That was interesting to say the least. Oh, we should get together and do something. Yeah. Hey, this guy said we should get together and do something. All right, talk to this guy. Nothing.
Hey, Zoom, be better.
Left us on red. Yeah, Zoom. Well, I don't care. This episode's brought to you by Zoom. Zoom. That's not theirs, is it? No,
that's Mazda. I mean, it's Mazda.
Yeah, there you go. We need a car for Summer NAMM. Let's do this. We could do a Mazda trip across the country going to NAMM.
Yeah, you can go to Winter NAMM. We're both on the opposite side of the country.
Right,
you could have a trip to NAMM, YouTube's video special.
We go, listen, we do, and we go live like the whole time. We're in a Mazda using Zoom products. Zoom. Come on. How are we not making this happen, guys? All right, that was my little rich world. How much? You know what? I don't
we'll just make sure we will at Zoom and at Mazda at around the, what is this, a 45-minute mark by the time we get some of it edited.
You know what? That was great because I was wondering how long we've been recording for. You're like, we'll
just tag this. It's like, hey, go listen to around this point.
We're around 45 minutes. We start asking for stuff. All right. So why don't tell us what you think? Because I mean, it's just me and Chris.
Yeah,
we've got our opinions.
I'm especially curious if other people think of it that way too. Because like you've gone through a shit ton of drives before you found ones that you wanted to stick with.
Yeah, I recycle a lot of drives. Delays or something that I'm picky about delays, and
I just thought of something.
What?
I don't think people are thinking of this as an individual like pedal replacement. They're thinking of it as an entire rig replacement, which might not be the best way to think about it for some people.
Wait, thinking about what? You're gonna have to
like thinking about having a multi-effects like.
Oh yeah, no, that's not. No, my Kemper was not a rig replacement. My Kemper was a tool that was added. Yeah. To make my rig better.
Yeah. Like it might not replace something, but it might make your life easier in some way.
Did not replace any drive pedals. For a while there, it replaced my delays, it has replaced my reverbs 100%. I don't own a reverb pedal, which is
interesting. Yeah.
Well, I've got the multi-stomp that, I think I traded that to Will. Oh no, I don't own that one anymore. Sorry. Will let us we each borrowed a pedal from each other, and then, we just decided to he keeps one and I'll keep one. And
gotcha.
So but yeah, that was the only thing I had that had reverb. I don't have reverb. I use my Kemper. I'm not a huge reverb guy. I'm not one of those guys that switches a million reverbs, different songs, and different reverb during this part of the song. I'm a very basic on reverb. Now delay, I'm all about delay. I switch it up. I have fun with it. But drives has become where I recycle a lot and I change things up. I like to get rid of the drives, but yeah, like you said, I've got the Revival drive, and right now it's right in front of me and I'm playing with it. But yeah, that's doing the thing right now. And that's, I think a lot of people realize, Jamie Davis is a prime example. He uses a hybrid rig. Hybrid rigs are definitely where I see a lot of people having fun.
Yeah, and I feel like that may be where a lot of people, I think, who is it? Rick Brand? Doesn't he still, he's a big Helix guy. Like, he was an early adopter, but I think he still has it as a...
Oh, yeah, he still uses pedals and stuff.
Yeah, it's a hybrid, so...
Yeah. Expand your minds, guys.
Yeah, like, I don't know. Just don't think of it as a complete replacement, because I think that's when you start not liking things. It's even just in anything in life. If you're like doing a complete replacement, you're not going to be happy.
Yeah. All right. So go on the Facebook group. Tell us how you feel about the stuff and things. And also you can go on our Instagram and follow us there and see what we're talking about. I've been really putting a push. I actually got a really cool app that I downloaded. I'm going to do something really fun. Then I'm going to try not to overdo it, but keep your eye out for that. Chris, you don't even know about it. I haven't even told you.
No.
I'll tell you afterwards.
So you'll probably overdo a lot of fun. I'm just going to go ahead and call it.
Yeah, I tend to do that whenever I find something new. Not everything has to have this. Not everything has to have that. But yeah, go on there. Join our Facebook group. Like our Facebook page. Go to our YouTube. You can check us out there. And I don't have my list anymore. LinkedIn. Join us on LinkedIn, I guess. If we ever get one. One day we'll start a LinkedIn. And also you can email us, theeffectsleep@gmail.com, if you have any ideas for topics or some cool stuff to talk about. We actually had a submission for something for us to talk about from our buddy Corey. And we're going to get some more information on that item and talk about it next week. So, guys, it's been a fun week. We will see you next week.
Bye, guys.
Oh, wait. No, don't go anywhere. Thank you, Westminster Effects. WestminsterEffects.com. Go check them out. Buy something. Tell them the boys at the Effects Loop sent you. See ya.
Bye.